Today I want to talk about how I broke my second Zen habit of motorcycle riding when I was shopping for my first motorcycle. Hi guys, it's Lola Leslie 66 here. Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, please like and subscribe. I'm a mental health nurse and a new motorcycle rider, and I'm here to share my thoughts about motorcycle riding, learning to ride a motorcycle, and mental health. My second Zen principle of motorcycle riding habits is to always look in the direction that you want to go and not in the direction that you don't want to go. This sounds really obvious, even on a motorcycle, but we all know there's something called target fixation, and it's when we get fixated on something in the road or and then, like, for instance, I was in a parking lot practicing and there was a van parked in one of the parking spaces, and I was trying to make not really a tight turn, but it felt tight because I kind of forgot to look into it, and I was looking at the van parked in the parking spot. And the next thing I know, I'm going straight towards it. But luckily, I overrode my instinct to grab the brakes for a change. And I was able to kind of lean into the turn and not hit the van. But it's considered a bit of a panic reaction when this happens. But it's interesting because I had a yoga teacher named Travis Elliott, and he used to always say, where the mind goes is where the energy flows. And that's true on a motorcycle, right? Like with the van, staring at the van, almost hitting the van. If you're looking down, you're going to drop the bike and the bike's going to go down. So you always want to look in the direction you want to go and not in the direction that you don't want to go. And I think this is true in life. And I'm going to tell you how it applies to how I wasn't necessarily looking in the direction that I wanted to go. I was looking in the direction that I didn't want to go in when I was shopping for my Zero. So I have mentioned before that I have a panic attack disorder, and I get very anxious, especially when I'm multitasking. So I wanted to try to make things simple for myself. Now, the direction I should have been thinking of going in is I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Instead, I was looking at what I didn't want. I didn't want to be too anxious. I didn't want to be scared. I didn't want to make things harder on myself than necessary. I didn't want to have to shift gears if I could get an automatic transmission bike. Now, when I decided that I wanted to ride a motorcycle, my husband, who's been riding, actually, I mentioned in a video that he's been riding for 30 years, but it turns out it's closer to 40 now that I realize how old we are. But anyway, he learned how to ride on a dirt bike. So he recommended that I get a dirt bike, and we bought this, and I've taken it out a few times. And he felt that I needed about a year experience on this. But once I got my license through the MSF course, I started to get impatient because taking the dirt bikes out is a process. We have to prep the bikes, load them up, drive a good hour outside of the city, sometimes longer depending on traffic. And then we have a couple hours to tool around out there in the desert. And then we got to come home and sit in more traffic, clean off the bikes, plus, we're changing into all our gear up there. There's certain times of the year where it's really hot and it's just too hot. I mean, we're talking like 110 degrees. And also I have a red sticker in California that means during fire season, I can't ride this bike in certain places. I have to stick to like certain tracks and things. So it's just not that convenient. It's not like I can get on the thing and just go practice whenever I want. So I was getting impatient, and I thought, hey, I had the experience with the Zero XU. So when I took the MSF course, I had an opportunity to ride a Zero motorcycle, but it was a Zero XU. Now, the Zero XU is not a Zero S. This is from 2011, 2012. So by comparison, the Zero S has 78 pounds of torque. The Zero XU only has like 19. This weighs 350. It's a little top heavy. There's a good 60 pounds on top, but that's still pretty light. But the XU only weighs 211 pounds. The top speed on this is about 97 miles an hour. The XU only goes up to about 65. So it feels a little bit more actually it kind of felt very similar to the KX, only electric and less squirrely, more stable. But this bike is a lot more powerful. However, we may have a solution to the fact that I might have bought a bike that was a little bit more powerful than I expected. I managed to hook up the app. I haven't tried it yet. I came up with a custom mode, and when I get a chance to get back on the bike, and it might be a couple of weeks just because of the way my schedule is right now, we're going to try out that custom mode. So looking in the direction that I want to go and not where I didn't want to go. So I need my direction to be, I want to learn to ride a motorcycle. I'm not going to be able to avoid anxiety. I'm not going to be able to avoid being scared. I'm not going to be able to avoid multitasking if I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Just like a friend of mine who just got back into the dating pool, and she's went on a few dates with this person and things seemed to be going well. And then there was an unanswered text. And I was thinking, like, person may not have gotten it, or they may have texted her back and she didn't get it. Or maybe the person's ghosting her, or maybe none of the above. Like, you just don't know. But she was feeling like, what am I supposed to do? Put myself out there and be vulnerable? But what direction do you want to go in? You either want to go in the direction of finding love in a relationship, or you want to go in the direction of not being vulnerable. So my new direction is I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. It may take me a longer time than most people. That's okay. This is my journey. I don't need to rush, and I have to accept that there are no shortcuts. I'm not going to learn any faster just because I don't have to shift gears on this, because all the time that I would have spent learning how to shift gears on this bike, I'm spending learning how to stop with one foot down, learning how not to hit the whiskey throttle and just end up on the ground, and just learning how to manage this powerful bike. So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful. And just remember, where the mind goes, the energy flows, like my yoga teacher used to say. Keep looking in the direction that you want to go. So thanks for watching. This is Lola Leslie 66. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to hear about. So guys, before I go, I just want to mention, even if I don't get a chance to ride and do a vlog on riding, I'm going to try to keep doing videos about my 10 Zen principles of good motorcycle riding habits, and how they relate to my learning process and how you can apply them to life. So I'm going to try to keep getting those up either on Thursdays or Fridays. And then hopefully the more I ride, I can eventually get a GoPro and start posting more videos of me riding and things like that. So again, anything you want to comment below, any requests, I'm happy to have you here, and thank you so much for watching.